clicking. I am Niharika and you are watching me on Skillopedia, the place to learn skills for the real world. So, what are we gonna look at today? Well, do you give presentations regularly? Maybe at a boardroom, maybe at a seminar, or maybe at your college. And do you want to deliver that perfect presentation? Then friends, you should certainly avoid these 7 mistakes that could spoil your credibility, and these mistakes might create a doubt in the minds of your audiences and damage your image permanently. So now, most public speakers rightfully focus or pay attention to these impactful phrases, and that kind of creates the wow factor. And even with best intentions, some phrases that they speak can actually ruin the presentation. So, what's the use of putting in all the efforts in creating that awesome presentation which could actually turn your audiences away? So let's look at these 7 phrases the best public speakers never say in their presentations. So let's have a look at the first phrase, which is I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but sorry for what? Isn't that an easy phrase to say? I have heard people using that phrase as a filler in a conversation, and they just get so habitual to say sorry all the time. Now remember, unless and until you have actually made a big mistake, never apologize for unnecessary reasons. It only shows you in a poor light and serves you only to discredit you and undermine your credibility and authority. Let's look at an example. While you're giving a presentation and someone from the audience asks you to return to the previous slide for clarification or speak more loudly, and you should happily oblige, but don't draw your attention to your misstep, saying sorry. A good speaker doesn't apologize for a minor mistake, and doing so only calls for attention to something that would have otherwise have gone unnoticed. So people, stop saying I'm sorry. So which is the second phrase that they don't use? Well, I'm tired. Whether you were up all night preparing your presentation or your speech, or maybe you were out drinking with your friends, or even jet-lagged after that long flight hours, why the hell you would go and announce that on stage? I don't see any reason you doing so. There is absolutely no reason that you would make a public display of your tiredness. Now, if you do so and tell your audience that I'm tired, this will only give the audience an impression that you're not giving them your best. And of course, it's unprofessional and a very invalid excuse. Now, please understand, people, that great public speakers push through and deliver a great speech regardless of the circumstances. Always remember that the show must go on, no matter what. After all, they have gathered to hear you. So, the next time you are tired, don't you ever say that in front of your audience that I'm tired. So what's the third phrase that they end up avoiding? Well, I'm nervous. Of course, we all get nervous. Experiencing anxiety, fear before public speaking or before delivering a presentation is perfectly normal. But never go out there and tell your audience that I'm nervous. Well, it's just gonna create a negative impact on your so-called presenter image. Everyone is nervous. Even the greatest speakers have those shaky moments, those nervous moments before that stage appearance. But you need to keep those butterflies under the wraps and never show that anxiety. If you can work on managing your anxiety and that harness the jitters into excitement, well, you just might have a little fun and deliver that great presentation only to applaud by the audience. So the next time you are like way too nervous, Don't you go up on that stage and tell your audience that, oh my god, I am so nervous. Please avoid it. So what's the next phrase that you need to avoid? Well, I'll make this real quick. Now, why has the audience come to your presentation? They are there to take away some value out of those 40 or 60 minutes of your presenting. The audience has made the decision to invest their time in your presentation. So if you use a phrase like, I'll make this quick, or I'll make it real fast, such phrases not only devalues their investment of time, it also displays you in poor light as if you don't know how to keep promises. Or they see you as if you're a person most likely not to be on your own words. The best speakers always rehearse their talks tirelessly, so they know exactly how long their presentation will take. So always leave enough time at the end to take questions and don't push. You are a public speaker and are meant to inform and inspire and deliver a speech as quickly as possible. So the next time you try to push your presentation, you would not sound professional and people will not appreciate that. So avoid the phrase that I'll make this quick. Let's have a look at the next phrase that people don't use. Weren't you listening? Where were you? Weren't you listening to what I was saying? Now guys, even if you were clearly answering someone's question in an earlier slide and they were clearly not paying attention, never scold an audience member. Great lecturers are as gracious as they are informative. So remain patient and polite, no matter how irritated you are from within, but you can't really say that. Well, if someone comes and asks you a question and you know that this person was definitely not listening to you, you're not gonna go punch his face. Or you're not gonna say, hey, weren't you listening? That's not fair. You can't really do that when you're presenting. So avoid this phrase that were you not listening? Just repeat to yourself politely. So the next phrase that the public speakers do not use is, I'll come back to that. If an unexpected question throws you off your rhythm, take advantage of the audience's curiosity and enthusiasm and go with the flow. If you promise to get back to a question and you never do, the audience member who posed the question may feel neglected and will not take you seriously. So instead, answer directly and if need be, skip ahead to the corresponding slide. Professionalism and adaptability elevates the best speakers from the rest of the pack. So even if it just throws you out of the rhythm, come back to it, go ahead, give the answer, and then move on. What's the next phrase that the public speakers avoid? Well, I'm not totally sure, but here it goes. Of course, it's okay to not know everything. You're only human after all. But don't offer a half-hearted or an underdeveloped answer if you're not sure of the correct response. If you're not sure, do not mislead your audience. Instead, ask for that person's contact information and offer to get back to them after you have conducted more research. A good public speaker knows that what he or she is supposed to do and is always committed to give their best. So the next time someone asks you a question and you're really not sure about it, do not go ahead by saying that, let me see. Well, here I go. I'm not quite sure, but this is what it is. Well, trust me, the audience would not believe you the next time. They would not take you seriously the next time. So do not spoil your image as a presenter. Just go ahead and ask for the information, like the contact information, and get back to them. But please do not mislead your audience. So friends, that's it from me now. Well, always remember that it takes practice and effort to deliver a good presentation. But if you know how to avoid the pitfalls, your presentations will be great. Make sure you don't use any of these phrases, as these phrases are sure to damage your image as a great presenter. So good luck all, and thank you for watching us. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, Skillopedia, and do press the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss on some awesome videos that we make for you to develop your everyday skills. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I would love to hear from you out that which are the 7 phrases you have been using. Write that to me in the comments below. And now it's time for me to give a presentation. So see you guys later. Y'all have a great day.